intro. Is that the intro I wanted? Sure, I'll go with that. Holla at you, boy.
Oh my goodness gracious. I know, but we just started. I didn't. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I'm all right. I've been, preparing. Preparing today. I got one more. Well, I got cleanse. I think. I don't know. My nephew's bringing his girlfriend to get cleansed and stuff, but you know how 18-year-olds are. Yeah, later. Later when? Yo, like, I've been saying later since 12 o'clock this afternoon. I'm sure as soon as we start talking, he'll walk through the door like, hey, and I'll be like, keep it moving. We should have probably told people we were doing this earlier today, huh? So they could have planned on watching it. No, I just meant like, letting them know so that they could have went continued live, like when we premiered it. Yeah, I got my iPad open and I got this the volume off, and then I'm on my phone. So I could watch it. And then if anybody has questions, we'll be in the chat. I can answer questions in the chat.
Click. Alright, yo, what's going on, guys? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you so very much as always. We have an interview that we're gonna be chatting about. We actually have Jacquie live here online with us. Just gonna give us a little intro slash segue to our interview from earlier today. So Jacquie, you there?
Yes, I am.
What's
Hey,
going on?
excuse me. Hello, everybody. Um, as Killian was saying, we had ourselves a little chat earlier today. We started on the destabilization of man, and I kind of hijacked the conversation and flipped it on some spiritual stuff. And we're gonna call this our restabilization through spiritual hygiene, because I think that it's more important that we restabilize ourselves than really focus on what destabilized us in the first place, right? Let's bring
Hey,
ourselves back together, back into alignment, and get that connection with God nice and strong. And how do we do that? How do we get our connection to God back nice and strong? Well, through spiritual hygiene. And that's what we were talking about today. I do want to mention that I didn't mention spiritual hygiene when we were talking because I just started the labyrinth. And, when I start, I don't stop.
right.
So.
Right. I keep saying right. I apologize for how many times I say right, by the way, guys. Love you.
It's all good.
Right.
Killian's gonna play our interview. If you guys have any questions on anything that I said, we're both here. We'll be in the chat while it's playing. You can ask questions if you're here live and watching, and we'll answer live. And we'll maybe do a part 2 to this as well if you guys are interested. And if you do have questions, you can leave them in the comments below at the end if you're watching the replay, and we will come back and answer those questions for you as best to our ability.
All right, man. Let's get rolling with this interview. Bear with us, guys. I'm just queuing it up. So, Jackie, thank you so much for the segue. I'm gonna cut the call now and get rolling with the video. All right.
Later.
Have a
Yep.
wonderful
Bye,
evening,
guys.
and we'll see you in the chat.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. All right, let me get this queued up and open up this clicks. Whoops, there we go. All right, guys, enjoy.
Full of sin and righteousness and everything else.
Sorry, guys. Just getting the right spot.
Going on forever, right?
Okay.
So since the beginning of time,
Right.
it's the agenda, so to speak, right? So, if you take God away from us, then we become, ungrounded, right?
Right.
And not connected to anything. And then you become off balance and unclean and full of sin and righteousness and everything else. So I look at it from the aspect of we need to clean ourselves up. If we want to get closer to God, if we want to be worthy of his presence, worthy of its presence, then, you don't show up at somebody's dinner table with dirty hands, right? We clean ourselves off before we sit down to eat because you don't want to ingest the dirt, right? You want to ingest clean hands, right?
Be wholesome.
Yeah.
Right.
So from my aspect, I feel that the cleansing and clearing of the individual person is the most important thing for every single person to do. You're not getting nowhere and you're not going nowhere if you're dirty.
Right.
Right? Mentally, physically, and spiritually, right? So I don't think you gotta cleanse and clear your mind, body, and spirit. It's not just one, right? It's all three.
Right.
So what I wanted to do today was to just give some examples on how to do that, because I know it sounds, everyone's like, oh, you got to clear yourself and cleanse yourself and do this and whatever. And, I don't think a lot of people really know how.
Right.
So I've come up with like easy ways that I do it that are not super time consuming. I have a couple different tricks and things like that I do on a daily basis, some on a weekly basis, depending on the intensity of, the cleansing you want to do or how you feel it's necessary.
Right.
And, it's not hard. And it's something that you can start tomorrow. Like it's easy. And you also have to keep up with it though. But
So
so
maintenance is required,
yes,
like
maintenance.
changing the oil on a car.
Exactly. You take a shower every day, right?
Good point.
If we didn't shower, we'd stink and people wouldn't want to be around us, right? So the same way our aura and our mind and our spirit body gets the
Right.
same way. If your mind's dirty, no one wants to hear what you have to say, and if your body's dirty, no one wants to be around you. And if your spirit's dirty, you repel people.
Right.
So
I think it goes to we talked about the chart of consciousness before, right? And
yeah,
trying to operate from a good standpoint versus, even I had a conversation with a coworker yesterday. They were kind of browbeating themselves about something we were doing. And it's pointless because we're browbeating yourself only puts yourself in a negative space, right? And just as you're
yeah.
saying, from a standpoint of trying to keep things clean and keep it moving, you want to keep the positive vibes up.
Yes, because as we know, maybe others don't, right? The world works. The world's about energy, frequency, vibration, right? And
Right.
then you focus on sound, vibration, and frequency, right?
Right.
So if you're vibrate, like, so if people don't understand what that is, a quick little explanation of, because I don't think people even, maybe someone don't even know what sound, frequency, and vibration really mean, right? So let's just talk about that for a second, right?
Okay.
So sound, hearing, right? Voice, right. Words, prayers, mantra, music, that type of thing. That's sound. That's how sound. Hearing me makes a difference. The words that come out of my mouth make a difference. The words you use can make a difference, right? Which is why our language has been doctored and chopped up, and we use terms that you wouldn't think to use.
Right.
And even in other countries, in America, we use terms that people wouldn't use and use to describe, let me just say, our children, right? We describe our children as kids, right? Most people call them children. In other countries, we call them kids, right? Which are what? Little goats, right? Little sheep. So we're calling our children animals, right?
I love it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and when you wake up, you're like, good morning. Well, who's mourning the day? Yeah. Right? Why are you mourning the day?
Yeah.
So there's those little things. And as long as once you're conscious, and here's the thing, it's like breaking a spell, right? If you know the words mean things and you set an intention for your words to not, for those words not to affect you, you break a spell. It's that simple. Becoming aware of it automatically breaks the spell on it, because you're now aware. If you called your child a kid, you didn't mean it that way. You meant it the way, it's just happens to be now just habit, right?
I need to stop saying right, because I can't stop agreeing with you. I'm saying right as in RIGHT, and it's like I just see these check marks, ding 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 ding, because you're spelling it out, right? The river, the consciousness, the collective flow, and it's the idea of everybody jumping in the river, as crazy as it sounds, right? And moving through in a collection.
Exactly. Right? So that's the thing. Sound makes a difference, right? If you're hearing good morning every day, and you're hearing the morning, your brain is going, should I be mourning?
Yeah. Like, which morning are we in? Are we MOU or MOR?
Because your brain can't distinguish between the two.
Right.
Your brain only knows the word morning to mean this word or this one, which causes confusion in the mind. And then your mind's just confused. Right. So now you can't even, you're not even thinking straight, because that's causing confusion.
Yeah.
So that's where sound makes a difference, right? So, and like I said, I gave you some examples, right? Prayers, chanting, mantras, music, sound, right? So vibration is feeling. So I know people ask me all the time, well, what the hell do you mean vibration? What's a vibration? How do I vibrate? You vibrate based on your feelings. Okay. So what you feel is exactly where your body's vibrating in that very moment at any given point in time. So if you're sad, you're depressed, you're lonely, you're vibrating on a low frequency, right down there. And they all follow each other, right? Because then comes frequency, right? So you're vibrating at a low level if you're not happy, if you're not, coming from a place of love, if you're angry, all of those things. And like we've talked about the chart of consciousness, and that's where this comes into play, where you can look at that and see each feeling has a vibration attached to it. So when you feel, you let out a vibration. It's the same way. Think about when you walk into a room and there's tension, or somebody's pissed, or something's going on, and you walk into that room and you feel it. You're like, oh, what's going on here, right? That's
Start
the
cutting
vibration.
The tension.
Your body's picking up the vibration in the room, and you're going, oh, this is different than me. This ain't me, because right, you walked into it and you're feeling it. And so now there's a battle between your vibration and the vibration surrounding you, right? So I'm going to tell you what happens when that happens. When somebody's on a low vibration and you're in a high vibration, unless you intend and use your intentions to bring them up to your level, you will automatically drop to theirs. Or you come up somewhere in between if you guys are both kind of like, like if you're both tend to be spiritual beings who interchange energy,
Yeah, but that takes, there's a lot of, that's a level of, that's like two empaths meeting, right?
Exactly.
If you can meet and connect on that level.
Yeah, and in that case, you're probably going to end up walking. The person who was up here is still coming down, right? Maybe not as low, because if this person is conscious, then
okay, so hold on a second. I have a question for you. So you walk into your buddy's place, you're high vibrating, you brought food over, whatever. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's low energy because he just broke his leg.
Yeah. Okay. So you walk in there with the intentions to either to lift him up, right? Mm-hmm.
So he knows I'm bringing food, so he's already
absolutely
excited. Okay.
So you went in there with intentions to lift his spirit, correct? Right. So that's the way to do it, right? Mm-hmm. So now when you walk into that room, he's not bringing you down, you're bringing him up. You know what you're doing. That's you came there to do that. You set that intention. Intentions are everything too. Right. You set the intention. I'm making him happy today. He's going to enjoy this food.
My work is done. My question then becomes, from his purview, what's the movement? Because he's sitting on the couch. He's bummed, like, we're talking 5 days into him breaking his leg. So it's brand new. He's still adjusting to life.
So it's acceptance, right? So when he walks in, he needs to accept your energy, right? So am I accepting this food, or is it not what I wanted and I'm going to complain about it because it's whatever. Okay. Okay. So then there's a struggle, right? Because is this person willing to accept your energy and let you bring them up? Mm-hmm. Or are they going to sit and ask you to pull them up, right? Pulling them up takes more energy, right?
Right.
So when you pull somebody up, you might not get them as high as you intended to, because it was more of a struggle, right? So you got to
push versus a pull. Potentially,
yes. And so and then you expelled energy, which is going to bring you down as well, right? So then you're going to meet somewhere in the middle, right? Now, if you walked in there with no intentions whatsoever, and even if you were coming from a good place, right, where you brought them food and and you walked in there not thinking, right, what's going on, right? This is just your friend, and you're bringing your friend food because he's sad, right? And that's it, and you're doing a good thing. As a person should do, right? And you walk in there and you have no clue what's going on with energy, frequency, vibration, and all this stuff.
Blank slate, right?
Yeah, blank slate. You just walk up in there with this stuff, and automatically your friend, now he's down here, right? Now you're looking around and you're seeing him sad and frumpy, and the energy hits you, and you're like, oh man, I start feeling sorry for him.
Bang, right? Bang. Yeah.
And then he starts telling me all his problems. And instead of because I didn't come there with intentions to really, I didn't put that in my mind. I'm going to lift him up. I'm just listening, and I'm letting him pull me into his misery.
Dictate the flow.
Because now I'm empathetic, right? I'm empathetic.
You're open.
So I feel bad for him. And as I feel bad, my vibration's dropping, and he's pulling me right down into his dirt.
Okay. So in terms of doing the work and what you've brought, what do you have?
Okay. So, well, let me just, we hit on vibrations, right?
Okay.
So those are feelings. So let's talk about frequency for a second before we go to that.
I just don't want to, I don't want to lose this whole surprise thing.
Okay.
Like, bro, what's this about?
Oh, it's not a surprise. I just have I have show and tells. So
exactly. That's what I mean, man.
So, so frequency, is usually the hardest to explain, right? Because I consider frequency as almost like spirit, right? So you can't see it, right? Because then each thing is, it's crazy, right? Because each thing follows, each one follows the other, or runs into the other. I'm sorry, I'm talking fast, right?
It's okay. No stress.
Am I talking too fast?
No, you're doing amazing. You're doing great. No stress.
So I'm sorry for looking down, because I made myself some notes. So
listen, I'm flattered that you prepared for our chat. Trust me, it's all good, homie.
All right. So frequency, when explaining frequency, think of a television station, right?
Right.
What are you tuning into, right? Who are you tuning into?
What are you watching?
Where are you
What's
putting
setting
your
the tone?
focus, right? Where are you putting your focus, right? So when you focus on something, you're aligning yourself with its frequency, right?
That makes sense.
Right. And just like, I like to use the TV, right? I like to use that because it's up to you to change the channel. If you're watching something that's making you feel like crap, right? Again, you're at this frequency. You went into this frequency. You're on this channel. You're watching this. And then now this frequency is now making you feel a certain way, right? Because of the sounds you're hearing, the things you're seeing, that are
you're allowing the TV to dictate the flow, right? You're accepting the programming that exists within the box.
Exactly. And you can use that as a person, a place, a thing.
Tell a tale.
Anywhere.
That makes a lot of sense.
Anywhere. Tune into that frequency and become those things. Become that. Right. You are, what do we always say? Like, we are what you eat. You are the people that you hang with. Blah, blah, blah. And that's what I'm talking about. Just like walking into that room, you are the people you hang with. Unless you are spiritually cleansed and protected, it is so much easier for somebody to snatch your energy and throw your vibration like just all off, right? And then the next thing you know, you're like, what happened? What happened? I was in a good mood. What the heck just happened to me? Yeah. Right. And
I think that the big thing about that is being aware, right? If you're not aware of what you're doing, and I think that is so, that's number one, parallel with everything, right? It's I'm going out tonight, I'm going out drinking with my buddies versus I'm going out tonight with the intention of drinking because I'm sad.
Yeah. So awareness is number one, but then action, right? So you can't just be aware and then be like, I'm not going to cleanse myself and I'm just going to whatever and think that I can, just handle it, right? Like, no, you the same way you can't just, think your body clean, right? We got to wash it. we got to do, it's a ritual that we do, clean our body every day so that we don't stink, right? It's a ritual and it's a daily practice so we don't smell bad, right? People want to be around us. So these things are like, it's, cleansing yourself should be a daily practice, right? Now there's only a certain amount of hours in the day and, hey, Jacquie, I can't freaking take hours and hours to cleanse myself, right? Okay, I give you that, right? So then you have to make sure that you do it on a more regular basis. Like I said, every single day, and it doesn't have to take you hours. It literally takes minutes, and you can do it while you're in the shower, right? So I start off in the shower. So while you're in the shower, all you do is go into the shower with the intention of cleansing yourself, your mind, your body, and your soul, right? You're cleansing everything. You're cleansing it all up, right? You get in there, and the first thing I do is I'm going to give you some things to say. Now, what I say doesn't have to be what everybody says. So my words are my words. If you want to use my words, then you can go right ahead. I give them to everyone. You know, they're not really my words. They were given to me from the angels, but they're also still mine, right?
Right.
So each and every person is willing to take this, and you can switch it around and you use your own words if it doesn't feel right to you, right? So if you say it a different way, that's okay. You say it the way it feels right to you. If my words feel right, then use them. And if they don't, then replace words that, you know, I say Father, Mother, God, right? If you just want to say God, if you want to say Jesus, you want to pray. These cleansing is to pray to whoever you pray to, right? This is for whoever you're asking for help, guidance, whatever you want to call an angel, spirit guides, gods. It doesn't matter, right? It's a higher power that can help you, right? It's not simple, right? So we're gonna start with just washing away all negative energy. So as you're washing your body, you're just saying to yourself, I wash away all negative energy and I send it down the drain. It's that simple, right? You just keep washing, and you do this every day. Wash away all negative energy and I send it down the drain, right? And then when I'm done soaping up, as you're rinsing yourself, you just, you know, in your mind's eye, see the dirty water going down the drain and let it go, right? And then, so that's the cleansing part. That's the easy cleanse. Now there's a more deep cleanse that I also do in the shower that doesn't take long, that cleanses each and every chakra. But if we have time, I'll go back to that at the end. Okay. I'm doing the easy way now, right? So that's the easy way. So then after you cleanse, the next step is to protect before you get out of the shower, right? So after now the soap is gone, everything's washed, right? I surround myself with the white light of Father, Mother, God, right? So I close my eyes and I stand there and I say this. This is what I say. I surround myself with the white light of Father, Mother, God, the light of healing, protection, and connection. So all there is, all there was, and all there will ever be. This light has no end and no beginning, and therefore cannot be broken. 7 feet, 7 feet, 7 feet. And you're asking for a 7-foot wide bubble of white light around you. That's what you're asking for, okay?
Yeah.
And so you're going to repeat that phrase 3 times. And then you're just going to say, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is, or amen, or whatever you want. And then I always finish with a thank you. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. Thank you, my angels, my ancestors, my spirit guides. I just thank everybody at the end. And then you're out the shower. And it literally doesn't take any longer than you would use what it takes for you to shower. The protection at the end is the only really added thing before you get out. And it literally, when you sit, it sounds like a lot because we're talking, but when you're in the shower, you're doing it 3 times and it takes less than 5 minutes. I swear.
Okay, and that's cool. Yeah, it's all good. What I like about the idea of this is you're setting an intention. You're asking the people, not the people, you're asking the
spirit
beings, spirit, right? Trinity, things of that nature for it. And then you're saying thank you, as in you like there's nothing you have to look for confirmation, as in it is done, right? You've said it, created it. And I love that. I think that's absolutely amazing from a standpoint of doing things on a 3D plane, physically washing yourself, right, into on a 5D plane, so to speak, asking for your 7 feet of protection. Well done. Very well done. Next. Okay.
So okay, so that's the first one. That's to shower, right?
Yep.
So the second thing is, so if you do that in the morning and then you leave out to work, you're gonna pick crap up, right?
Right.
So
Somebody's
as your
gonna
day
take
goes
your
by,
parking spot.
yeah, and things are gonna start sticking, even though you have that bubble, trust me, they're not gonna get in, but it's gonna be out there, right?
Yeah.
Trying to wait, right?
Right.
Waiting to get in, right?
Yep.
So when you come home, I use one of these, right? So this is a piece of selenite, right? It's called the selenite wand, and literally you just brush yourself
Yeah.
with it over your hands. You run it over your body, down the
Right.
front, and I usually go front, right? And then I say to myself back and do it again, so that
Yeah.
you got your front and your back. I run it over the bottom of my feet, especially my hands. Your hands pick up. Think of how many things you touch. Your hands
Yeah.
pick up so much negative energy.
Yeah.
Your hands, what do they say? Your hands and your feet, right? You're the dirtiest
Right.
parts of you, right?
Yeah.
So I go over my hands and my feet, and then that's it. That's it. This takes 3 minutes. Literally just wipes away
Yeah.
the negative energy, that's been left. And then I like to do this too before I go to sleep, right? This is really good too for protection from like spirits.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you have anything in your house that might be
Mm.
effing with you, putting this next to you will keep them away. Like
Right.
or if you're just even if you're just a psychic or empath that gets bothered at night, like a lot, if you sleep with this underneath your pillow, next to you, hold it, whatever, like put it on a necklace, like something like this, like right? That's a selenite heart, right?
Nice.
And wear it while you sleep.
Right.
You won't. These are like pure white light, right? So it's like it's calming, it's relaxing, it feels comfy, like it's just this. I can't explain. This is like magic. This selenite, right? I have
Yeah,
so
I've heard
much
of selenite before. Yeah.
I have so much of it. It's so protecting. It's really good too if you want to keep things out of your house. Put it in your windows. There's always, it's nice to have a nice chunk over your door. Like if you have a door frame, stick one of these over the top of it. And so when people are walking in, you're kind of like wiping away.
Washing it right away.
Yeah, right. Okay. So then we have Palo Santo, right? So we do crystals, smoke, right? So, and then we have smoke. So Palo Santo, right? You're gonna this smoke or sage, right? Sage. You can use smoke.
Sage, yeah.
Sage.
Yeah. Use sage.
Palo Santo. Palo Santo is a little more powerful. I find it to be. People's, everybody's vary, and that's another thing. Like if it doesn't feel right when you do it, then
don't do it.
Didn't work for you, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, that didn't work for
Somebody
me.
said to me one day they didn't like the smell. And I'm like, don't do it. It doesn't work for you.
Exactly. So then there's other ways. That's what I'm saying. So then you bust out this and you use that.
Right.
Or you might do this and you might feel like, see, this Palo Santo to me, when I do this, I feel it on another level. Like it feels like a spiritual cleanse. And I want to say, like, I don't believe that a physical building can do this, right? But this is just how we react, right? So for me, this reminds me of church, right? The smell and the incense and the stuff that they burn in there, right? And for some reason, it just connects. Like I feel like it feels like I'm being cleansed.
It puts you there. Yeah, God. I got you.
Yeah, like it feels like you're being, to me, like that's just a personal note, right?
That makes a lot of sense.
So we have those things. So that's
one of the senses too, right? Smell is a sense.
Yes.
So it's gonna like put you there from and chances are it's gonna bring back the good memories of when you were there. It's not just going to bring you back to that space.
Of course, because I'm coming from a good place, right? So if I was coming from a negative place and something negative happened, so to speak, then it would disgust me, right? So it would do the opposite, right? Mm-hmm. But and I don't even know why, because I was not a big church goer, but for some reason to me it's just like, oh, like it's just that feeling of take me to church. Like I just feel like I just been filled with the Holy
Holy Spirit.
Spirit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say. There you go.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going with it. Like afterwards, if I feel filled up with that. So, okay. So that's 4 things right there. Crystals, right? So you can wear crystals too, right? So we wear crystals. Clear crystals are cleansing and clearing, right? So this is a good baseline, right? So if you don't know jack about crystals, right? And you don't want to ask and you feel silly or anything like that, a quick, easy way is most black crystals are protective and most white crystals are cleansing and clearing. So that's a good little guideline. So if you're like, I don't know what to get, so, and I like to use both, right? So what I usually will do is make a charm or something,
Yeah.
wrap something, and
Yep.
I call it my I call it like a basic crystal kit.
We got
which
the
is the
10-minute warning.
Okay, which is a black and white crystal, right?
Okay.
Which is balance.
Right.
And so cleanse, protect. Okay.
Right.
So we said body, right? Mind. So we got okay.
We can always do
All
a
right,
part 2
actually,
as well.
huh?
You can always do
Okay,
a part
no,
2 if you have more stuff, or it's totally up to you, but 10 minutes.
well, that's everything for the body, right?
Okay.
So that's the cleansing for the body. So we're going to talk about cleansing your house, right? Same thing. Smoke, the Palo Santo on the stage. You run the smoke through your house. I'm sure you can look up a how to cleanse your house thing. Like it's not.
Yeah,
it's
smudging. I believe it's called
sage and
smudging with sage.
most sage and stuff like that. When you purchase it, comes with a smudge kit. It
Yeah.
comes with a little saying and how to do it and tells you how to do it.
Right.
Crystals as well, as I was saying before, these in your window, by your door, things like that. And then also saltwater spray. Okay. You can take, you want to do like a Himalayan salt or a sea salt, right?
Interesting. Okay. Himalayan salt would be pink salt. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Pink salt or
Yeah.
sea salt. You want to use something natural, no bleached salt, not table salt.
No,
right?
no, table salt iodized. No.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
And you want to put it, or you can even put get one of these. This is actually selenite is salt. Okay.
Okay.
Selenite is salt. So, and you ever hear, why do you think, like, you ever watch those ghost shows and everyone's like, oh my God, throw salt at it. You know what I'm saying? Salt, right? At spirit. So that's true, right? It's so that this will also cleanse and clear the house. So you can put this in a bottle of water and leave it there over time, and it'll just
dissipate.
It'll dissipate, and in that solution, you can spray your walls, you can spray the air,
That's
spray
awesome.
the house.
I love it.
Right. And then so those are the good things for the house. I think I said that right. Crystals around, the smoke, the saltwater spray. And now we're talking about our mind, right? That's the last thing. Let's cleanse our mind. So the shower works for the mind, meditation for the mind, right? You need to reflect, go within. That's the best cleansing for the mind is meditation. Slow your mind down so it can focus on one point and one point only, like an exercise. And I tell people meditation doesn't mean not to think about nothing. It means there's so many ways to meditate. So we're not going to get into that because there's 1,000 different ways, right? So meditation. 3, pulling in the light. Okay. So when we sit and we think about spirit and we start, if you can do this in meditation as well, but even if you don't have time to meditate, I just close my eyes, take 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth 3 times. And then you want to imagine a pillar of white light coming straight down through your body, down to the ground. And usually I shoot white light out my hands and my feet, right?
Right.
But that's just an extra little thing. But if you're pulling the white light, even if you just pull it down into your crown, into your mind, just imagine it coming into here. That's a good way to cleanse and clear the mind. Fill it with white light and it, wash it out, right? Okay. And then music, right? But good music, right? So the same way we can, dirty our mind up with shitty music, you can use good to clean it. 5 2 hertz music is really good for cleansing and clearing and also killing negative stuff that's in you. So, because it attacks negative, like negative vibes.
So touching on
Literally
that for a
destroys
quick
it.
second. Touching on that for a quick second. I know that there's been, we grew up in a time when there was all kinds of different music coming up. But again, if you're going to enter into something, regardless of whether it's Hertz frequency or it's gangster rap, I
If you
realize that the lyrics aren't
you break
appropriate, right?
before
But
you go
you're
in. Yeah.
hold on. But
Sorry.
you're entering into something with the awareness that you're doing it as such. And if it sets a good mood for you and you enter with that engagement as such, that you're aware of where you're operating from, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Break the spell before you do so.
Yeah.
So
okay.
if you know it's negative, go in knowing, those words can't hurt me, right? I'm protected from them. It's fine. Those are, I'm using this to raise my vibration. I'm taking the bad and I'm making good out of it, right?
Okay.
But
stop.
If you know what it did, because we used to shower, we did touch on water. Water is cleansing,
intake
right?
of water.
Yes, water of intake. Yeah.
4.5 minutes.
So then also the last thing for the mind is also crystal. So when you're doing this, you're cleansing your mind as well, right? So you're wiping that all away. So now we've cleansed our mind, our body, our soul, right? Our aura, right? And then we want to, of course, drink tons and tons of water, right? But so I have one more thing. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. I have one more thing for the mind, right? Actually, I have one more thing too. This is also good for your body. These are sprays, right? So essential oils mixed together can be very cleansing as well. And this is a good spray to just spray on yourself, right? The mind, vitamins. I know it sounds crazy, right? Clearing out your mind. These are the two things I suggest for everyone to clear out your brain and to clear out your pineal gland. Okay. Boron and magnesium threonate. It must say threonate. Okay. Otherwise, no. But it's magnesium still good for you. But to clear that, the threonate is the one. It has a threonate in it to clear out your mind. Okay. And I mean, I drink like 2 to 3 of these a day of water. Just keep going. So another thing I've started to do is frankincense water, right?
Interesting.
Super cleansing. Super cleansing. You want to talk about feeling like you went to church? Feel the Holy Spirit.
I love it.
They sell, it's literally, you got to be careful. You got to get organic, right? So that you can actually drink it. Okay. And
that'd be catastrophic otherwise.
You put it in your water. You got to buy it from a reputable dealer, and it's called green hojari frankincense. You drop it in the water and it just kind of makes this like almost a minty tasting water. It almost tastes a little like faintly like mouthwash, but in not a bad way.
I was gonna say
like chewing. It's almost like after you swallow it, it kind of feels like you chewed some gum, right? Like, and I think I think it's really good. So well, since we're done, I think we're done. That's about it for now.
Thank you so much for being here. Jacquie, you, as you know, I mean, you are a consultant of energy, as you just demonstrated. You've been an absolutely amazing person to chat to and connect with. We've obviously became friends over the last 3 years, I think it's been. So yeah, to be on this 2 years, to be on this journey, it's been absolutely amazing to interact with you and
it's been
get all these ideas across.
It's been fun for me too. I think we've learned a lot from each other.
So. Yeah, there's been a lot to it for sure.
And we challenge each other, so I like that too.
Yeah, challenging indeed. Thank you so much.
We don't agree on everything, people, but we still get along.
Well, that's just it. I think and that's what I keep telling people, right? Us being able to sit back and debate and discuss things is what separates us from the orangutans of this world, because orangutans can't speak, they can only beat their chests. So anyways, lots of love. Be well. Take care, girl.
Bye, everybody.
Hope you guys enjoyed that interview with Jacquie. Once again, thank you so very much for chatting with me earlier today. And it was an absolute pleasure. Have an amazing evening, guys. That's another episode here at Killian Week's Book of Killian here on YouTube. Be well, folks. Good night.